Yo, what's good, everybody? I know that it's not Sunday, but we're doing a roster update. The final roster update of the regular season should be coming probably Friday. We don't know for sure. It still hasn't been announced on the schedule, but we know that they're going to do one final regular season roster update and they're going to do one after the playoffs. I wanted to give my last thoughts just a couple days before it's supposed to come out about who you should invest in if you have the opportunity, if you want to make some extra stubs right before the regular season ends. This is gonna be one of the last chances you get. If you like this sort of content, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It helps out tremendously, and let's jump right into it. Our first potential diamond candidate is Christian Javier. I believe he's finally going to get there. There were other times during the year that we thought he might have gotten the upgrade to diamond. Well, since the last roster update, 2.35 hits per 9, 11.35 Ks per 9, and 2.35 walks per 9. As you can see, he needs a lot of help in his walks per 9 and his Ks per 9, and both of those numbers should be able to get him a nice little bump there. And with 2.35 hits per 9, we might see an uptick to like 99, maybe 100. Christian Javier only needs a +1 to get the diamond. I think it's his time. Next up is a guy that we thought was going diamond on the last roster update. It's Evan Phillips. 6.23 hits per 9 since the last roster update, 15.58 Ks per 9, and 1.04 walks per 9. As you can see, the hits per 9, it's probably not going to move too much, but where he has the most room to grow is in Ks per 9 and walks per 9. And we really can see a nice increase with these numbers from the past couple weeks. Evan Phillips should be a new diamond. Our third potential diamond is another pitcher. It's Brandon Woodruff. 5.19 hits per 9, 13.15 Ks per 9, and 1.73 walks per 9 since the last roster update. Brandon Woodruff is in a prime position to get an upgrade to his Ks per 9 and his walks per 9 and his hits per 9. He should get some sort of bump in each one, and it should be enough to get him that +2 to go diamond. Again, we talked about this on the last video. Brandon Woodruff has a history of being a diamond, and SDS puts a lot more stock into that type of thing. They know you have a history, so they want to put you back up there as soon as you're worthy. And our final diamond candidate is Danny Jansen. He's batting .429 versus righties with 3 home runs and 6 doubles since the last roster update. That should be enough to give him a solid boost to both his contact versus right and his power versus right. There is only one slight issue, and that's the fact that he's been kind of baddish against lefties. He's only got himself about 100 average. The attributes put less stock into the stats versus left-handed pitching because there's less lefties in the game, and because he did have much fewer at bats versus lefties. So I'm not too concerned about the average. He might get a tick or two down in his contact versus left, but I gotta believe that .429 and 3 home runs is gonna be enough to get him a big enough boost in contact right and power right that Danny Jansen is gonna be a new diamond. We're moving on to the mid to high golds. These are the guys that won't quite get to diamond, but they should get a nice increase and make you some profit. And the first one is another Blue Jay. It is George Springer. Since the last roster update, a .309 average versus righties with 3 home runs, 1 triple, and 3 doubles. That should be enough to get him a boost to his contact right. At that 69 number, he should get a little bit of an increase. And then that power right, 71, he definitely deserves a bump in that. And he also has a 313 average versus lefties with 2 home runs. So his lefty numbers are atrocious. 313 should be enough to get a boost to his contact, and 2 home runs should be enough to get him a boost to his power. So I'm thinking that George Springer is going to get a nice healthy boost. Carlos Correa has been on fire recently. A 362 average versus righties with 1 home run and 1 double, and then a 368 average versus lefties with 1 home run and 4 doubles. So as you can see, Correa has a little room to grow in all categories. The only issue with him is that I don't think it was enough power. The average numbers of over 360 against both righties and lefties should get him a very solid boost to his contact numbers. I just don't think the 1 home run, 1 double, 1 home run, 4 doubles is enough to give him too big a boost to his power to get him to diamond. But I do believe that he should reach probably that 84 level. Going back to the pitchers, it's Jesus Luzardo. We've been talking about him a little bit on the past couple videos. 5.84 hits per 9, 12.77 Ks per 9, and 1.82 walks per 9. That walks per 9 number should definitely get a boost up from 51, and his Ks per 9 deserves a solid increase to the 71. So I see Jesus Luzardo kind of getting a nice +1, +2 boost to his overall to end his season. Juan Soto's a guy that everybody's been dying to see get some sort of a boost. A lot of people have been thinking he's been going diamond, and he's just been kind of going backwards. Well, since the last roster update, a 319 average versus righties with 3 home runs and 5 doubles. His numbers versus lefties are not impressive. They're pretty much consistent with what his attributes already are, but I can see a solid boost to his contact and a little bit of a boost to his power. It will not be enough to get him even close to diamond. He might get a +1, maybe a +2 overall boost. Since the last roster update, Liam Hendriks has a 2.70 hits per 9, 16.2 Ks per 9, and unfortunately 4.05 walks per 9. So Liam Hendriks should get a boost in his hits per 9 number and his Ks per 9 number, but he might take a little bit of a hit in his walks per 9. I'm thinking that Liam Hendriks has done enough to get a +1 boost in his overall. Bo Bichette is one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now. He hasn't been hitting for pretty much any power, but since the last roster update, he's got a 333 average versus righties and a 417 average versus lefties. He is in line for a slight boost to that 79 contact versus right. It's already reasonably high, but with a 417 average versus lefties, with a healthy amount of at-bats versus left-handed pitching, we should see a solid boost to Bo Bichette's contact versus left. Again, he won't go diamond. He's just gonna get himself a nice boost to get to be like kind of a mid-level gold. And our final mid to high gold upgrade candidate is gonna be Tristan McKenzie. 6.92 hits per 9, 10.73 Ks per 9, and a 0.35 walks per 9 number. As you can see, his hits per 9 probably going to stay about the same, but his strikeouts per 9 at a measly 61 attribute, it needs some sort of a boost. He's been getting double-digit strikeout per 9 numbers for a while now. Tristan McKenzie deserves a boost to that 61 attribute, and he hasn't been walking a ton of people, especially over the course of the past 3 weeks or so since the last roster update. Under 1 walk per 9, he is at 0.35. That 74 attribute needs a solid boost. So those are our final regular season roster update predictions for upgrades in the game. It's gonna be the last chance you get to invest in upgrade candidates outside of the people on playoff teams, and we're gonna have to see how the playoffs go. I'm going to continue to update you guys about upgrades It's probably going to be a little less sporadic because there's so few games in the playoffs, especially as the rounds go on. So we'll have to see how that goes. If there's anybody that I forgot, let me know in the comment section below, or hit me up on Twitch. I'm on there every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday night at 11 p.m. Eastern time. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for all the support all year.